way from Hollywood, California. Brother Steve's here with you live. We're live right now. We're live in New York right now. It's 13 minutes past the hour in New York. And the difference between LA and Hollywood, the difference between Hollywood and New York right now is that I'm going to leave the studio soon. We're going to get in the car and go for a nice little ride. I had to open the windows and turn the air on. It's a little warm right now, so we won't be shoveling snow on today. We're going to bypass the snow ministry, but we're going to leave that to all the saints and friends in New York, and especially the ones at Zion Cathedral, Church of God in Christ. So if you're a member of Zion Cathedral, Church of God in Christ, and you feel like you need to shovel snow today, you go right ahead. But when you get done, come on in and watch us. Watch your pastor. I'm going to send a matter of fact, I'm going to send a shout out to one of my dear friends, the Bishop Anthony White out there in New York. And we're going to try to get him on our show one day. We're going to pray. So if y'all pray hard, we can get him on our show. But we have Overseer Dexter with us on today. And you can start sharing this video. You can start putting those comments on the screen. And matter of fact, let me see if I can reach out to Bishop White and say, could you come on with us right now? And let me say this. If we get Bishop White on our show today, every driveway that needs to be shoveled, every sidewalk that needs to be plowed, and every church in his jurisdiction, if you need snow plowing service in Bishop White's jurisdiction, call the local snow plow company and they'll be glad to take care of you, all right? And then you'll be good to go, all right? So we are glad to be here today. It's Decision 2021. Brother Steve here with you live from Hollywood, California. Overseer Dexter is here with us on today. And you know what? It's going to get real good after this. One thing I can say, New York is in the house. I've been on the air, like 6 seconds, and I'm already getting people out there watching our broadcast right now. Even Brother Quentin out there, they're already voting for you. They've already supported you, Overseer Dexter, and we thank God for you. You know what, saints, when you live right and you ask God to help you and you pray and you do things the right way, God knows how to answer your prayers. Here with us live, all the way from New York, is the one only Bishop Frank Anthony White, my dear friend, to the end.
Always. And I need you to understand,
yes,
that I do have a shovel for you with your name on it. Now, aren't you from Ohio?
Yes.
Aren't you from, was that Cleveland?
Yes.
So how could you now talk about you in Hollywood and forsaking your roots of just wonderful snow? The Lord speaks in the snow. Yes. I mean, I had an encounter with the Lord outside, walking in the snow just 2 days ago, my brother. But anyway, how are you? And congratulations. I have not spoken to you.
Yes.
Wow.
Woo. Well, you know what? Speaking about, let's discuss the first one. When I look back at where I come from, all right, now that's one. And when I look on my other shoulder and see where I am right now, that's two. So thank you very much. But you got to do what you got to do.
You have so much to thank God for, my friend and my brother. How is married life?
Married life is awesome. It is wonderful. It's a blessing. And I can't say I should have done this earlier. I did it at the right time. This is the time God say do it. So it's the right time. And she's, oh my gosh, Doc, I ain't seen a TV dinner or aluminum can in my house since.
Come on.
And the funny part, the oven was like, hey, what's going on? You're using me now. It's not for storage anymore. I said, hey, but I got it. I don't even know what's in my own house now. She takes care. She's a banker. Don't let me start talking about it.
She's a banker. She's a banker.
She's a banker.
Well, you do know that I've had the honor and privilege of serving as the National Financial Secretary for the Church of God in Christ since 2008. Now, this would be the year 2021. So
we just vote you back in already. We're gonna vote you.
You gonna vote me back in already?
Vote you back.
All right. Well, I would love to have your wife. I know you're busy,
Yeah.
But please let her know. Please make sure whenever we re-engage,
Yes.
please make sure she will always have an opportunity to help me serve in the office of financial secretary.
I'm gonna let her
Absolutely.
know that, and she will love that because she, I almost said something else on camera because when you when you and I had to realize I'm live right now because you and I get together and stuff like that. But I'm going to relay that message. She's probably watching somewhere, now in the other side of the house because she's got her day off today. So I said, all right, well, great, just rest and
Beautiful.
grateful. Bishop, I know you have to go to some other business that you're taking care of today for the church. But let me say this. I'm going to open up the comments right now. I'm going to open all the comments right now. If you want to say God bless you to Overseer Dexter, let's do that right now. Bishop's going to introduce him. But let me say this. While we're watching right now, live on the air, because of you, Bishop White, and because of Overseer Dexter, we're going to bless some people today. I have 100 cell phone sanitizer kits to give away, and I have 300 medical prescription cards to give away as well. 100 cell phones and
That's great.
300 medical cards. We want to help the people, and I know Overseer Dexter is about helping others. And
Yes,
so
sir.
if you go to our website right there, go there now. You can get the stuff, and if you want one of those portable, those Bluetooth speakers, I got some of those. I'm giving away 50 of those right now before the end of the broadcast, but you got to go get them before they run out. Bishop, let's talk about this great man of God running for National Trustee Board. Thank you for your campaign speech. You just did it. We'll bring you back on. You can do it again, Bishop. We'll just keep this going. Give honor, respect to your father, one of the greatest leaders of the Church of God in Christ. Period.
Period.
Period. Golf clubs. Boom. Period.
Yes, sir.
So I learned a lot. So you know what? And we still learning. So
yes,
Bishop, let's talk about Overseer Dexter right now. I'll let you introduce him. And I know you have to go because you're a busy schedule, but let's talk about Overseer Dexter right now.
Well, thank you very much. And once again, thank you for the privilege of sharing with you. It is always a joy to see you. And it is my honor indeed to introduce and to speak concerning this young man who has given a tremendous amount of service to my family and to the ministry of Zion and to our diocese. His name is Overseer Dexter Hedgepeth. He comes with a tremendous amount of experience in working with multi-million-dollar budgets. He is engaged on the front line of the political and social action ministries in our vicinity, in our county. This young man literally has a heart for serving people, and he is indeed a tremendous bearer of what we call marketplace ministry.
Yes, sir.
Marketplace ministry. The prophet Daniel prophesied to the government. He worked in government, and that's what Overseer Dexter Hedgepeth does. He embodies what marketplace ministry is. And I pray and trust that each of you who are observing and will be a part of this wonderful setting on tonight will also share and let all of your friends, and particularly the people who are credential holders in the Church of God in Christ. I served as a member of the National Board of Trustees for 8 years, from the year 2000 to the year 2008. And since 2008 as the financial secretary, but I work very closely with the National Board of Trustees. I know all of the members. I know what is entailed firsthand. I know the labor of love. I know the sacrifices. I know the commitment and the dedication that it takes to serve the National Board of Trustees. Overseer Dexter Hedgepeth fits every single line of responsibility, accountability, integrity, love. And I just know beyond a shadow of a doubt that he will make a positive contribution. He is not here to receive anything for himself. He is here to give of what the Lord has blessed him to have. And so I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, he'll make a positive contribution to the National Board of Trustees, and it is my joy and honor to introduce and to present the overseer, Dexter Hedgepeth, a loyal son of Zion Cathedral Church of God in Christ. God bless you tonight.
God bless you, Overseer Dexter Hedgepeth. How you doing tonight, Doc?
I am doing well, Brother Steve. Thank you so much for having me and giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Bishop, for that introduction.
We're going to let Bishop go ahead and continue to attend the business of Zion and the National Church. We thank you so much, Bishop. And I think this is like the first time I'm able to be on with Bishop where I can understand like all the words he said, all the big words. I actually kind of start writing them down on this piece of paper. The Church of God in Christ can't understand piece of paper. And so, I got it. We figured it out. So, Bishop, we're going to talk to you later.
Love you. Read the hieroglyphics and the handwriting and the nomenclature on the wall. In other words, bye-bye, my brother.
God bless you. God bless Bishop. Overseer Dexter, tell us, how you doing tonight, Doc?
I am doing good. It's a good day. It's been a great day today, and I'm doing well. Still cold in New York with snow on the ground, but we are making it.
Well, let's get right into it. Share with us, our viewers tonight. And if you're watching our broadcast, please share this video. Share this video and keep tagging your friends. Keep sharing this. We've got great numbers already, but keep sharing this video. But let's talk about your platform. Share with our friends and family your platform.
Yes, Brother Steve. Well, I simply am a son of this church, and I want to use, as Bishop forestated, every opportunity that has been given to me to help our church. I want to serve our church on the trustee board as an advocate. The role of an advocate is to support, and it is to ensure those whom we represent are taken seriously and that their rights are respected. And as your trusted advocate, when elected, I will work to amplify the shared interests of our organization as a whole. And that is my platform, to advocate, to be a voice for the people.
Let's talk about some of your, should I say, mainstream experience, working with the government, the city, and different things that you've done. Let's talk about that as well.
Absolutely. I have over 15 years of working in the government and in the political arena as an advocate for a disadvantaged community, as an advocate for minority and women-owned businesses. I also help to administer our $2 billion procurement policy within Nassau County. And that is simply making sure that minority and women-owned businesses have an opportunity to bid on contracts that happen within the state of New York and within our county.
So let me make that clear to our listeners and viewers out there. You said 2 billions with a B out there.
Absolutely.
Wow, that is amazing. So, what are some of the other experience that you bring to the trustee board for the Church of God in Christ?
Well, this church has been so kind to me and allowed me the opportunity as a young man to serve this church. Last year, Bishop has saw fit to make me an overseer within our national adjutancy. And so I serve as overseer over the Office of Finance. I have the distinguished pleasure to serve as the director of housing for our international men's department. I serve as executive assistant to Bishop Tyrone Butler as vice chair of AIM. And then I serve the Bishop McMillan and our national task force as a lieutenant of administration. And so, as you can see, the church has already entrusted me within the adjutancy, within the National Men's Department, within the AIM family, within national security, and now asking the church to trust me again by electing me to the board of trustee.
Wow. So what do you do locally within Zion Cathedral and in your local community? What do you do locally? Are you on any other boards or things like that you do locally?
Absolutely. So I am the financial director for the Cedarmore Corporation, which is a social service arm of Zion Cathedral. where we serve the residents across Long Island, empowering young people. We have a abstinence program. We do a farmers market. We have a youth empowerment series. We have a young entrepreneurs training institution. And so I am the fiscal director for all of those entities that were started by Bishop Frank Otha White. Originally was a board member because he wanted to have a young person on the board, and I was the young person on the board. Now I am responsible for all of the fiscal affairs within the Cedarmore Corporation. I handle grants from the state level, the federal level, the county level, and the village level. All of that is entrusted into my hands.
Wow. Ooh. When you talk about finances and money, this is the gentleman right here to help get the job done. What do you bring to the National Board of Trustees? If they say this is Overseer Hedgepeth, this is what he brings. This is his contribution to the National Board of Trustees.
Absolutely. Well, as I forestated, I'm a son of this church and I love the church. And so what I'm bringing to the table would be my 15 years in government, my 15 years in the political arena, my 15 years of serving communities. So I'm bringing to the table strategic planning, which is what we just even done this week with the snowstorm, 20 inches, 44 counties shut down, 4,200 people without power. Yeah, I'm there to help strategically plan. How do we get the county up and running? Even as we look at COVID, I have been on the front line, essential worker, since this COVID hit, with setting up food distributions as well as now the vaccine distributions. So I am so qualified. My qualifications and what I will bring to this table is strategic planning, project management, and fiduciary responsibility is what I would like to bring to the table of the National Trustee Board.
I'm gonna go off script here just one quick second, because I don't need to ask you to share your experience. I don't need to ask you if you're qualified, because I believe you're way overqualified, for this position. But what advice could you give to a local pastor or church watching right now in regards to how to get some funding? They don't live in New York. People say, oh, go get the PPP loan, get the PPE loan, go get this loan, go get that grant. There's so many grants out there, but then no one's telling where the grants are or how to find them. So what advice could you give to a young pastor out there? And we thank God for Sister Geddes right there, who's sharing this video right now. And but what advice could you give to a local pastor right now about what they need to do to help their local ministry?
Absolutely. First, I will say this, because I'm honored to serve in this position within my local church. I would say the first thing, start a social action ministry in the church. I have the privilege of serving as the director of the social action ministry here in our local church. And what that allows me to do is to connect with people that may be already working in the governmental arena. And so after you do that, because, you got some teachers, you got some lawyers, you got some doctors, but we'll be surprised to see how many people work in the different municipalities of our state. And so I would say do that. Then secondly, I would say whatever, if you're in a city or if you're a town, if you're in a village, you want to start there. You want to start locally. The money has been filtered down into the local municipalities. And so here I'm in Freeport, New York. So if I was a local pastor here in Freeport, New York, I would go to Freeport Village Hall to find out what grants they have for us during this COVID pandemic. After that, I would reach out to my town. My town is above the local village.
Okay.
The town has another level of funding that can be released to churches. Then you move into the county area. The county simply oversees the towns and the villages. And so they have money. And then you go to your state and you go to your federal. So there are so many opportunities where you can get PPP loans and PPE equipment to help you survive during this pandemic. And I have been doing that. I have been pushing that out every single day. This week, our focus have been on the vaccine and getting the vaccine out. And so this is what I do locally. It is not a show. It's not happenstance. You can search my Facebook, search my Instagram, and you will see me serving the community. And I am simply a son who serves. And as I serve the community, I desire to serve our great church.
You know, you said so many powerful different things about how to go find the money, get the money. Should the pastor just pick up the phone and call the receptionist at the local level or at the county level, or should they hire maybe like a consultant who knows how to use the proper language, lingo, to go find these resources?
Well, I think the pastor would definitely be able to maneuver through the system to get the information that he or she desires to have. You know, it's a matter of just having a phone call. It's different in different areas because you're in one area in the village, the economic development department may be responsible for these grants and these loans. In another area, it might be the CDC, the community development center within the town or the county that may be responsible for it. So you definitely can call your town clerk, your village clerk to say, hey, I want to inquire about how do I get loans and grants with regards to the COVID pandemic that we in to help offset some of the things that I need to get accomplished, and they will definitely give you that opportunity. You can also go online to us.gov to find out, or just Google COVID-19 relief grant. And it's so many information. You want to make sure that it says .gov so that you're dealing with the right organization. And you also want to make sure that not only are you looking online, but you also making the phone call so that you can speak directly to the people and then find someone to help you get all that information together and submit it.
As a member of the trustee board, two of the main functions is to help maintain the properties and the budgeting for the operation of the national church. What would you say you bring to the trustee board regarding funding? We've had to cut the budget. And I think you're in a great place because you're with the financial secretary of the church. So you know fiscal and finances and resources. So what do you think that will be your contribution to help the church with more income to help maintain some of the properties that we have for the church?
Absolutely. I would definitely like to see a subcommittee of the trustee board that specifically deals with grants. There are so many grants out there as it relates to religious organizations and institutions. Once we are able to, if elected, once I get on the board, we'll be able to learn the institutional knowledge, one, of the board. Secondly, be able to identify all the properties. We have, schools and bookstores and different things like that. There's grant money out there that we can look at each property and see where they fit in within a grant and go after that grant to try to bring in more revenue into our church. And so I think that is one thing that is vitally important, especially in this season, because people are releasing grants, businesses are releasing grants. We see the diversity and inclusion is so big right now because what have taken place with George Floyd. JP Morgan Chase is trying to release $30 million into Black and brown communities. And so we need to identify what they are releasing those grants for, and then to prepare our portfolios to go after those grants so that we may be recipients of them.
Before we close our broadcast and we allow you to make your final appeal to the delegates out there, is there a way people can reach you, or they want to solicit your services, or do you have time, or can people reach you to say, hey, brother, I need some help at my church? Let's allow you the opportunity to put that information out there as well.
Absolutely. You can go right onto my Facebook page, which this is being shared off of. You can inbox me and just leave me your name, your number, and I will definitely be able to get back to you and offer any resources that I have to you with connecting or speaking to you about who to get connected with and different things of that. So please definitely reach out to me and I will definitely respond.
And I'm gonna give out his cell phone number right now. I just can't see. He's like, oh no, don't do that. So let me allow you opportunity to give your final words to the delegates as you speak to them and share with them your heart and your vision to be the next member of the National Board of Trustees.
Thank you so much, Brother Steve, for this opportunity to speak to our delegates. I am simply a son of the church, a son who served. From a son in the pews to a son who served, our beloved church has equipped me with the tools and the ingenuity to sharpen those tools through services, such as serving as overseer to Bishop Frank Anthon White in the Office of Financial Secretary within our National Adjutancy, as Director of Housing and Registration for our National Men's Department, as Executive Assistant to Vice Chairman for Logistics and Operation of our AIM family, and as Lieutenant of Administration within our National Church Security Task Force. My distinguished delegates, on February 23rd, let's put a hedge around the Trustee Board with a vote for Dexter Hedgepeth for the Trustee Board of the Church of God in Christ. I am Dexter Hedgepeth. I am your trusted advocate, and I approve this message. Thank you.
You know, it can't get no better than that. We're going to go in the highways and the hedges patch to connect with you as well. Doc, thank you so very much, Overseer Dexter Hedgepeth, and thank you for being on our broadcast. And thank you to the people out there who've watched their commenting. They are commenting out there, and they are just give you wonderful comments. You can see it all over the web, all over our live broadcast tonight. And I want to thank you for coming on. Let me say this. We've got about 25 more of those gifts available right now. So you want to go to COGICFamilyLife.com, get you a free bonus gift, enjoy yourself, and join the family. And is there anything you want to say in our closing words right now?
Once again, I want to definitely shout out my pastor, Bishop Frank Anthon White, for supporting me and for guiding me. And let me just throw that in too. Yeah. My leader is a former Trustee Board member. Wow. So I've already seen the example. I know what it takes, and I'm ready to do the job.
All right, there we go. Overseer Dexter Hedgepeth, Brother Steve from Hollywood, California. God bless you. Oh, the Overseer, stay with me one moment. We'll be right back. God bless everyone. We'll see you soon. And we got our next interview coming up at the top of the hour. You stay tuned. Brother Steve from Hollywood, California. It's COGIC Decision 2021.